Now, they were not able to meet us in studio with their work schedules, but we do have on the phone Team Morgan and Team Lee, also known as Chris Morgan and Crescenda Lee. We have Chris. He was able to get off work for a minute to make this phone call. Good morning.
Good morning.
Chris and his fiancee Crescenda are in the running for the Bella Collina Experience, which is a dream wedding valued over $30,000. Now, Chris, I know you're from the Greensboro area. Why do you think you guys should win?
Sure. I tell you, it's our journey has been a struggle. It hasn't been perfect. It's been very courageous as well. So just in a sense, everything that I've been through, and also Crescenda kind of leaning on her to help get me through it. This past summer in June, I was living in New Orleans, actually working a job that relocated me to New Orleans, and I was mugged and attacked while walking home from a restaurant. And so I suffered many bruises. I suffered a broken jaw. My mouth was actually wired shut for 2 months.
Wow.
So yeah, it was tough for me. So I remember waking up in the hospital, not even knowing how I got there, and I didn't have any ID on me or anything. So nobody in the hospital had any idea, what my injuries were or what happened to me. And I remember scribbling on a pad my dad's number, and they called my dad. And my dad came down and actually provided some comfort, but also brought me back to North Carolina, where I'm from. So I was able to kind of heal up from there. And it's been a struggle, I tell you. Just the healing process, not knowing if I was going to look the same, having my mouth wired shut for 2 months, losing 20 pounds. And so luckily I had comfort here. I had not only my father, but also my girlfriend at the time. It helped me get through it, helped me through physical therapy. She's a physical therapist herself, so no better way than to recover than having a physical therapist in-house. But that's just one of the many journeys that we went through together. And then not only that, three years prior to that, I lost my mother, and just leaning on her. And so we've been living away from each other for the last 9 to 10 years, doing long distance. So before there were phones, I guess at the time they're, communicating on the cell phone. But I remember a time where social media wasn't present. And so we were not only Skyping, but also on AOL, on AIM, Instant Messenger. So
that is old school.
Yeah, we went through it all, and we're still together. So when I say beat the odds, we literally have. And we're engaged now, and looking to tie the knot. And so I'm excited, and I'm glad she's have a good girl.
Okay, you mentioned Chris. You mentioned that you guys are engaged. Obviously, how did you propose?
Sure. So after my last follow-up at Duke University, that's where I was being treated at, with my broken jaw, with a lot of injuries I had. My last follow-up back in September, I remember sitting in the chair, and the doctor said, "Live life as normal." So to me, that was, I had a lot of time to think, a lot of time I couldn't speak. And so for me, that meant, marrying Crescenda, going through life together, especially being back in North Carolina. That's the longest we had spent together in a long time. And, I knew that she was the one, and I knew before, but you just have life experiences that kind of weigh on you. But this particular experience, this is something that, I was able to get through, and I know I wanted to move forward in life. So as I got home, and we had sort of been shopping for rings a little bit. So I actually, prior to going to Duke University, my final visit, I purchased a ring. So I had it with me. And, I got home, and Crescenda hadn't arrived home yet. And so I was just waiting for her. And as she walked through the door, started getting a little nervous at this particular time, because I knew, hey, this is the day I'm going to propose. So I got down pretty much on one knee as she arrived home. she didn't know what was going on because I waited 11 to 12 years.
Yeah, a little slow on
with
that. Yeah.
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 So she had no idea. She was like, it can't be today. I mean, he's only waited 11 years. So no, I got down on one knee and I was sweating a little bit. And she's not a big. She's not one for having something grand and something huge, but she's very quiet and intimate. And so it was right there, perfect. I think how she wanted. So I got down on one knee and I proposed to her and kind of stumbled through it a little bit. It never comes out the way that you practice it 100 times.
Right.
And long story short, she grabbed the ring and put it on. She was like, absolutely. And then she's kind of like, it's about time. And no, it was great. So that's pretty much how I proposed.
Okay, great. Well, if you want to learn
Took you
more,
long enough.
yeah.
Sorry, I had to say that.
If you want to vote for a team Morgan and Lee, you'll be able to vote for them at 1075kzl.com. Click on the Bella Collina Experience. Good luck.
Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate you guys.